They say I better leave Jacksonville if I want to. The only way to meet God is through the graveyard. It don't matter to me.
So Sean Cotton from Say Cheese just announced that he's dropping an interview with the man who might be one of the most controversial fathers in hip-hop crime history, and that is Ksoo's dad, Blue, and people on the internet are not feeling it, okay? Now, Blue has been on Instagram making posts like the one we just saw a second ago where he says people have been warning him to leave Jacksonville because he's in danger after snitching on his son, and he's basically responding saying, I'm not scared. It's a wild situation for sure, but let me catch y'all up for a brief second on this whole thing so it makes sense, right? This all goes back to the murder of Lil Buck, a killing that prosecutors said was part of an ongoing Jacksonville feud that, as I'm sure you know, has taken multiple lives. Police arrested Ksoo, whose real name is Hakeem Robinson, accusing him of walking a man named Lil Buck down and shooting him multiple times, execution style. Ksoo sat in jail for a few years fighting that case before eventually being sentenced to life in prison. Part of the reason why he was convicted is because his father, Blue, got on the stand, testified against Ksoo, and identified him as the person that was the shooter. Now, Ksoo's dad got wrapped up in this whole thing because after this murder was committed, he drove to basically the scene of the crime and he picked up Ksoo and another man named ATK Scotty, who I've covered on this channel in the past. He also burned some clothes, some evidence, right? There was a lot of moving parts to this case. I'm not going to cover the whole case, but that's how he got implicated in it. So he was eventually arrested as well, but got to walk free from the charges after he gave testimony. Right, so I want to play y'all a clip of him explaining why he felt the need to testify against his son and actually saying that Ksoo is the person who did it.
Sitting here today, you realize that you are testifying against not only co-defendants, but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I have a number of reasons.
What are they?
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter. But my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm going to come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay relevance.
When she asked me over each year when I'm going to come take her there, and I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, when he asked me if I'm going to come to his football games, come take him fishing. My other 6-year-old, he asked me when I'm going to come see him, when he begging me, please come see me, daddy. He want to teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. You know, things like that. I'm diabetic. I'm on high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure. I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
Is cooperating in this case something that is easy for you to do?
No, this is the most hardest decision I've had to make in my life.
Who is the person that was captured on the video recording shooting Charles McCormick?
My son.
What's your son's name?
Hakeem.
Right, so that's what happened. That's what everybody remembers from the trial. Like I said, there was a lot of moving parts to this case, right? So I don't know if y'all kept up with the trial when it was going on, but the very short background, right? And I'm gonna be summarizing a lot. The short background to this whole thing really makes the story a lot deeper because Lil Buck wasn't just a random target. Prosecutors said that his killing was retaliation for the murder of another young man that was close to Blue, someone that Blue considered a son. I mean, it was his son, just not like biologically, right? He was killed. And so you've got a father whose sons are getting killed in an ongoing rap feud in Jacksonville. Now you've got this other son, Ksoo, being accused of doing the retaliation shooting. And then that same father ends up testifying against his surviving son. The whole situation is twisted on every level. And while Blue wants people to believe that he was an innocent dad caught in the middle of everything, the story gets a lot murkier when you look at at other details from this case and things that have been said outside of the courtroom since everything went down. So Blue's been on social media here lately, and he's been making posts like this one right here, where he kind of says how he really feels about the situation. And he says, so I heard a lot of people saying I was supposed to took that charge. Shit, why didn't one of y'all go down there and say that it was you? Or he said, say that was me, but you get what I'm saying. He said, I thought it was if you do the crime, you do the time. So if you don't do the crime, you still do the time. Now keep in mind, his whole part of the story was, I only went and picked them up. I didn't know that they was committing a murder when I went and picked them up. I didn't know I was, going to be implicated in this. So he's been making posts like that right there on his social media because this was a gang feud. People have been telling him that his life is in danger, that he should be getting out of Jacksonville. And he's responded to that by making videos like this one, which we watched a little bit of at the beginning. I'm going to play it in full right now, but he's been making videos like this addressing everybody.
They say I better leave Jacksonville if I want to. See, I'm Muslim. We understand the only way to meet God is through the graveyard. See, we love death like y'all love life. That's going to give me the odds all the time. Because y'all don't want to die. It don't matter to me.
Damn, being a 50-year-old shiesty mass snitch is crazy work. So is saying that you ain't scared to die, but you took the stand and snitched because you was scared to go to jail. I can't lie. This is wild behavior. And I don't want y'all to misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he needed to take the charges for anyone, but we got to stop pretending that this is some kind of fearless warrior moment he's having right here. Reality is probably setting in for him. And the truth is, if he wasn't afraid, he wouldn't have told. As simple as that. Right? And this is where the contradictions start piling up. Because on one hand, he's trying to play like this untouchable OG who doesn't fear death. And on the other hand, he took the stand because he feared being locked up forever if he didn't cooperate. Both of those circumstances should not exist at the same time. And that brings us to the IG caption that he posted with this, where he said, "You keyboard gangsters think I wanted to be in that position? Ksoo and Crazy K should have known I know what to do in situations like this. They wouldn't have had to call me and try talking to me in codes. They wouldn't have had to tell me go do this, go do that. They were supposed to make sure my feet touch the ground. You keyboard gangsters, don't let the trial fool you. It was a tough spot for a daddy. And for y'all goofies who think I would send my sons on a drill, suck on these long nuts. I don't even let my children cuss in front of me. It's a lot more shocking to come. When it come to me, the rules are different." I gotta stop him right there. Hey man, the rules don't change for nobody. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. But he said, people ain't never liked me. This situation finally gave you keyboard gangster nerves to speak on me only because y'all thought I was gone forever. The moment you heard it's a possibility I could get out, everybody went to backpedaling, laughing face emoji. Now this post right here, this post is like passive aggressive as hell. On one hand, he's talking like a strict, respectable father, right? I don't even let my kids cuss in front of me. I would never send my sons on a drill. This was a tough spot for a daddy. And then in the same breath, he's talking like a full-blown gangster, bragging that he knows what to do in situations like this, that people shouldn't let the trial fool them. Like, bro, it's almost hard to make sense of what he's saying. And that's where the disconnect, I feel like, really starts to happen, because Blue wants sympathy as a dad, but he also wants respect as a gangster. He wants to be seen as the innocent father who was forced into cooperating, but also the OG who isn't scared to die and knows what to do when things get active. And all of that brings me into the next part of this story that really completely destroys this whole I'm a good daddy who didn't want trouble narrative, right? Because in court, under oath, this same man admitted that he himself actually put a hit on another man, a dude named P Money. He admitted to dropping a $20,000 bag on this person after his other son was killed. Let me repeat it so it really sinks in. This is a man who wants the world to believe he's innocent, a man who said he would never send his sons on a drill, a man who claims he doesn't even let his kids cuss, but openly told the court that he literally offered $20,000 to have somebody whacked.
Fair to say that you were vengeful after that shooting, is it not, sir?
Yes.
And that is, in fact, is why you were willing to be involved in what would become the attempted murder of someone named P. Money, and that resulted in the Rothermill killing.
Yes.
Because P. Money, and do you happen to know his formal name?
No, I don't know his full name.
Okay. But you know who I'm talking about when I say P. Money,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
He was a target for you, correct?
yes,
Because you did believe he was responsible for not only killing your son, Willie Addison, but hurting everybody else, correct? Including yourself.
yes.
So after all of that, after the testimony, the post, the contradictions, the P Money revelation, the internet pretty much reacted exactly how you would expect when Say Cheese announced this upcoming interview, right? And some of the comments are brutal, right? Like these right here, he snitched on his own son. That's a hard pill to swallow as a father. Snitching on family, that's a whole different level of broken, right? You had other people saying, y'all really giving this dude a platform, or your son is in prison. He had a whole career. You failed as a father boy. Bro got out and did interviews. He don't give a f about his son. And then you had people actually calling Sean Cotton out as well, saying things like, Sean, you know you dead ass wrong for this interview. We ain't trying to hear shit that he talking about. And when I read these, I mean, I can see exactly where people are coming from, because when you look at Blue's history, the street involvement, the hit money, the attitude, it's hard for people to feel sympathy for him when he turns around and snitches on his son, who grew up and basically mirrored his father, right? He was following in Blue's footsteps. Blue was out here putting hits on people. Ksoo was out here doing drills. So, you know, this has a lot of people thinking that, how do we know that he wasn't more involved than he said he was on the stand with this whole situation involving Ksoo? Because we know he's willing to put hits on people. He admitted that on the stand. So people don't like the contradiction of it, right? But there is another side to it. And this is where the conversation kind of gets uncomfortable, right? Because yeah, snitching on your own son is insane. It's low, it's wild. And I'm not really defending him doing it. But at the same time, Ksoo literally walked Lil Buck down and blew his face off, then made a song talking about it. This is evil behavior. Ksoo 1000% deserves to be in prison. He has another murder case coming up. He's gonna have to fight that one. Chances are he was gonna be in prison regardless. I see a lot of people saying that Blue put his son in prison. Blue didn't put Ksoo in prison. Ksoo put Ksoo in prison by killing somebody. This is not just some oops, wrong place, wrong time tragedy. This was a cold-blooded murder. So if you're more mad at the person who cooperated in a murder investigation than the person who actually did the murder, you might have to reevaluate your priorities and the way that you look at the world. Because two things can be true, right? One, Blue is not some innocent dad like he claims to be. He was deep in the streets just like his son, and he's trying to rewrite himself as the victim here, is how I see it. Second thing that's true is that two, Ksoo is not innocent either. He made choices that led to a tragedy, and prison was the consequences. Blue created the blueprint, Ksoo followed it, and now both of their lives are basically destroyed. Now, Sean Cotton is giving Blue a platform to tell his side of the story, to rewrite the story if he so chooses, and defend his decisions. And people are mad at Sean Cotton. I do want to say, look, man, journalism is journalism. You may not feel that this dude deserves to have a platform, but at the end of the day, there's a story here. There's a side to it that we haven't got to heard from Ksoo's dad. We're going to get to hear it because Sean Cotton is going to drop this interview, even though the internet is already heated about it. And when it does drop, I'll probably be back here talking about it, you know, but for right now, that's what we got. Y'all got to let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And as always, it's been fun rocking with y'all, man. I'm out.